Leader. Time to catch up with our regular Thursday contributor. She is a New South Wales Liberal Senator, Concetta Fierravanti-Wells. Connie, happy birthday.
Oh, Stephen, thank you very, very much. As always, you and Eddie are very well informed, but thank you.
If it was a sitting week, I'd bring some sfogliatella down to Parliament House for your birthday, but sadly it's not.
Thank you.
Now, the federal government has been roundly criticised, particularly by conservative commentators, myself included, and even the ABC is starting to come around now on this Fortress Australia mentality. But it turns out most Australians agree with them.
Look, Stephen, I think we do need to learn to live with the virus. We know the virus will continue to mutate, as we've seen with the flu virus every year. And I think by rolling out the vaccine to more Australians, we can mitigate those risks, and this will enable us to prepare a roadmap to open up the borders. I mean, we've had comments recently from Dr. Coatsworth, comments by others, and they make a very, very valid point.
I've been critical of, when it comes to the vaccine rollout, obviously it's starting to pick up pace, but there's still a degree of hesitancy out there. And I've been critical of people like Craig Kelly for, some of the comments that they've made. It's now starting to bite when we've got a Gold Coast hairdresser that won't let people who have been vaccinated into her salon because of health concerns. I mean, the misinformation out there is extraordinary. Is there any wonder there's such a level of hesitancy?
Well, I think that there certainly has been confusion. Let's bear in mind, though, that this vaccine rollout is one of the largest logistical exercises in recent years, and the rollout hasn't gone well, especially in areas like aged care. I am comforted, Stephen, however, that the Royal Australian Navy is now managing the logistics of the rollout. But what is really important here is that people do consult with their general practitioners who will provide that appropriate advice. I think the majority of Australians support vaccination, but in the face of hesitancy, I think that the more information that is available to Australians and encouraging them to consult with their GPs, I think, is the way to go.
I think that's important, and not take the advice of hairdressers, that's for sure. Now, when it comes to quarantining of returning travellers, look, there's been a few problems with the hotel quarantine system, but on the whole, I think it's worked fairly successfully. Is it time now to expand that out? Given that the vaccine is starting to roll out, should we be looking at home quarantine for some returning travellers?
I think we do need to look at home quarantine. This is not a new concept, Stephen. Of course, we've already seen it being afforded to some high-profile Australians who have returned home. I won't go naming names,
no.
But it is not a new concept, and I think if we want to have a greater number of Australians coming back to home, then we do need to look at other options.
Now, I believe you're back in town next week for Senate estimates. Anything contentious that we need to know about?
Oh, I think this Senate estimates will usually be like others. I'm sure something will come up, and obviously Senate estimates is a time for the opposition to drill down and ask lots of questions, and there'll be 2 weeks of lots of questions.
It's always entertaining when the Greens ask their questions. Connie, good to talk to you. Happy birthday once again. We'll catch up next week.
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks very much.